The all-in-one avatar body hiding in plain sight on Secondlife. Years old, yet flying under the radar. Is it the unsung hero of digital fashion, or just another face in the crowd? Picture this. You're a Secondlife newbie, eager to dive into a world of endless possibilities. The excitement builds as you prepare to create your digital self. But then, boom, you're hit with a tidal wave of choices. Mesh bodies, heads, skins. It's enough to make your head spin faster than a beach ball in a cyclone. Now, flip the script. You're a seasoned Secondlife resident, proud of your meticulously crafted avatar. You've invested years and a small fortune into perfecting your look. But with each new body release or trend, you can't help but wonder, am I missing out? Is it time for an upgrade? Or will I lose the uniqueness I've worked so hard to achieve? In both cases, the promise of an all-in-one solution sounds almost too good to be true. Could this overlooked body be the answer both newbies and veterans have been searching for? Let's find out. Now, let me break it down for you. In Secondlife, we've got more body brands than you can poke a stick at. Each one's got its own special flair. Take Maitreya, they're all about that slim feminine figure. Then you've got Beleza with bodies for days. Curvy ones, athletic ones, you name it. Legacy's keeping it real with proportionate shapes for both the blokes and Sheilas. If you're after something a bit fuller, Cupra's bringing sexy back with those curvier figures. And for the fellas, Signature's got you covered with bodies like Gianni and Geralt. It's like a smorgasbord of digital bodies out there. Now, don't get me wrong, choice is great, but whether you're new to Secondlife or returning after a long hiatus, it can feel like you need a degree in avatar design just to get started. For those who left before mesh bodies hit the scene, or were around in the early days when one or two options ruled the roost, coming back can be a real shock to the system. And let's not even talk about the cost. Piecing together a top-notch avatar these days can set you back $50 to $100 easily. That's a lot of dollary dues for a digital makeover, whether you're a fresh face or an old hand trying to catch up. Once you've finally chosen your body and shaped it to your liking, which, fair warning, can take a fair bit of time, you're not done yet. Now you've got to choose your clothes. And crikey, there's a mountain of options there too. For starters, there are great websites like Essential Inventory or Seraphim SL. They are bonza places to browse through heaps of brands and styles. And if you're keen on discovering new brands and scoring some bargains, keep an eye out for shopping events. They're like a digital fashion parade, showcasing all sorts of creators. Now, here's where it gets a bit tricky. With so many different body types out there, clothing brands have to make some tough choices. Some decide to cater to just a few body types, while others try to cover the lot. What does this mean for you? Well, you're browsing away, and suddenly you spot an outfit that's absolutely gorgeous. Your heart's racing, you're ready to hit that buy button, and then, boom, you realize it's not available in your size. That's why I nabbed a legacy perky body. My partner swears it's the bee's knees, and I've spotted some ripper outfits that weren't available for Petite X, but fit perky like a glove. So now I've got two bodies to play dress-ups with. I reckon heaps of residents do the same and have a swag of mesh bodies in their inventory. Let me tell you, even us old hands in Secondlife still cop this disappointment. I've been around for yonks, and I still get a bit down when I see an amazing outfit that doesn't come in my size. It's like finding the perfect surf spot, only to realize you've forgotten your board at home. A real bummer. You know, sometimes I catch myself daydreaming about the good old days when things were simpler. Just one body, one head. Bob's your uncle. Part of me wishes we could go back to that, make everything a bit less complicated. But that's not the second life we've got now, is it? The genie's out of the bottle and there's no stuffing it back in. All these brands, they've set up shop and made themselves at home. It's just the way of Second Life now, a sprawling digital fashion empire with more variety than you can shake a stick at. So when I came across the all-in-one star mesh body, I was quite intrigued. Now, I'll be honest with you, at first I was a bit sus when something claims to do it all. You can't help but wonder if it's going to be as comprehensive as promised or as flimsy as a house of cards. You know what I mean? There's always that niggling worry that an all-in-one solution might mean you're getting something that looks like it was put together with sticky tape and a prayer. At 4,500 lindens, it's not exactly cheap, but for everything it offers, I couldn't help wondering, is this the real deal? Or am I about to do my dough on a digital pipe dream? And then there's the other side of the coin. In today's Second Life economy, where does an all-in-one body even fit? It's like trying to squeeze a kangaroo into a koala's pouch. With all these specialized brands carving out their own little niches, you've got to wonder how a jack-of-all-trades body is going to stack up. Now, let me introduce you to my alt. Poor thing's wearing whatever body, head, shape and clothes Second Life chucks at you when you sign up. Bit of a dag, really. But before we give her a makeover, I've got to give you the usual heads up. I've had a crack at trying the star mesh body, but I'm not in cahoots with the brand or anything. What I'm about to tell you is just my 2 cents worth. I'll be using the default shapes too, 'cause let me tell you, I'm about as good at creating shapes as a koala is at tap dancing. My own face? Crikey. It took forever to get right. Every time I changed heads, it was like starting a puzzle with half the pieces missing. A month of headaches and tears, I tell ya. So now, I only update to something new if there's a major change, like going from petite to petite X, or from katwa to lelutka. But now I should be set for years, right? Watch me eat those words when the next big thing comes along. Now say g'day to Zeffie, rocking that throwback classic avatar, straight out of Second Life's glory days. Yep, she's giving us that blocky but iconic realness. Mesh? Never heard of her. But wait, what's this? Linden Lab came to the rescue with the Senra body and head. It's Mesh, but let's just say she's still one cuppa shy of fabulous. Definitely an upgrade from the classic, but she's not exactly turning heads at the Fashion Week, if you know what I mean. And now, drumroll, please. It's time to level up. Enter the new all-in-one body. Sleek, modern, and ready to strut her stuff. Say goodbye to pixelated elbows and hello to next-gen Zeffie. Watch her glow up, folks. Let me tell you about diving into this star mesh body. Crikey, there's a lot to learn here. Between reading manuals and watching YouTube tutorials, it can be a bit overwhelming, even for an old hand like me. You know, I really feel for the newbies these days. Back in my day, we eased into all this mesh malarkey. First came Maitreya, then mesh heads with a new hotness. We tackled one thing at a time. But now, everything's chucked at you at once, and trying to make sense of all those folders, it's enough to make your head spin. When I heard about this all-in-one body, I thought, beauty, this'll be a piece of cake. But let me tell you, it's not as simple as I expected. That being said, this body is a real ripper. It's got everything you could want, including, well, let's just say it's anatomically correct, if you catch my drift. The package comes with more shapes than you can poke a stick at, from slim to curvy and everything in between. While they don't have a petite body yet, it's worth mentioning that it's on their roadmap for future updates. And the modifiers? Mate, there are loads of options to customize your look. They've chucked in a swag of skins, some clothes, and even bomb undies. I nabbed a random skin at the weekend sales, and since the head's Evox, it fits like a glove. I found an old hair from Truth which I used, and then I bought a hair base at the weekend sales. I reckon my alt's looking pretty spiffy now. Now, here's the big selling point. Apparently, you can wear clothes for any size from any brand. But don't get too excited. It's not guaranteed to work for everything. Lingerie and sheer stuff might be a bit tricky, and anything too fancy might give you grief. But for your basic tees, jumpers, and simple dresses, you should be sweet. So I reckon it's time to put this body through its paces. I've been on a bit of a shopping spree at the weekend sales, picking up demos from all sorts of brands. Some random picks, and others I chose because I knew they came with those increasingly rare alpha layers. Get ready. We're about to see if the star mesh body can strut its stuff in everything from casual gear to the fancier threads. Let's find out if this jack of all trades can really master the Secondlife wardrobe. Well, mates, the results are in, and it's a bit of a mixed bag. Turns out our jack-of-all-trades body might be more of a master of some. For the intricate threads, we hit a bit of a snag. No matter how much we fiddled with the sizes, those fancy pieces just wouldn't play nice, and those alpha layers we thought might save the day. Bit of a letdown, I'm afraid. They're about as useful on this body as a screen door on a submarine. Now, we do have the option of using the alpha cuts from the HUD, but it's like trying to perform surgery with a butter knife. Works for the basics, but anything intricate and you're in for a frustrating time. It's not just this body, mind you. Most bodies out there struggle with the same issue. So, what's the verdict? The system does work, but you might want to keep your expectations in check. That cute little number you've been eyeing at the latest event. Odds are, it might end up being more of a window shopping experience than a wardrobe addition. In the end, if you're keen on this body, be prepared for a lot of shopping around. You'll need the patience of a saint and the determination of a bull at a gate. But hey, for some of you, that might just be half the fun of Secondlife anyway. Now, before you start thinking you'll be stuck with a Starker's avatar, let me tell you, Star Mesh has got you covered, quite literally. They've put in the hard yakka to create their own line of clothes, and crikey, they're pretty schmick. You can tell someone's poured their heart and soul into making these threads top quality. And it's not just Starmesh flying solo here, they've got a few brands in their corner making gear specifically for this body. So you're not exactly spoilt for choice, but you're not left high and dry either. Don't forget, the package itself comes with a few outfits thrown in. It's like getting a starter wardrobe with your new body. These freebies aren't just some afterthought either. They really give you a taste of the quality you're in for. The sales page indicates there's an add-on to transform your avatar into a feline. I didn't get to try that out though. If it was in the pack, I must have missed it. But crikey, this body's versatile. It even comes with elf ears, so you could really create all sorts of different avatars with just one body. If you're into those cool piercings that come with Lalutka heads, you'll love what Starmesh has to offer. They've got same options that let you jazz up your avatar with some funky bling. Let's talk turkey about the price. At the time of this video, the Starmesh body will set you back 4,500 lindens. That's about $20 in US dollars. To put that in perspective, a Maitreya body is 2,750 lindens. A Lalutka head is 3,990 lindens, and Katwa Evox heads are 3,950 lindens. Gen X is 3,499. Reborn is 3,500, and Cupra is 3,999 lindens. So if you went for the most expensive body with the most expensive head, you'd be looking at around 8,000 lindens, which is about 35 US dollars. The difference with the Starmesh body sculpt though, is that it comes with a whole lot of add-ons that you'd have to pay extra for with other bodies. Even though I'm unsure what kind of feline avatar could be created with it and can't fully compare prices on that front, there's also the added bonus of saving on buying separate genitals, which can often be another expense. Sure, it might not integrate automatically with certain furniture like some top-tier bits and bobs do, but I don't see that as a deal breaker for most people. So, while you might only be saving about $15, when you consider the extras included, it becomes a really worthy option, especially if you're on a budget. Now, skin and clothes are a personal choice, and most people would rather look for what suits them than use the default. But whether you go for Starmesh or piece together your avatar from different brands, there's still a learning curve. You just can't avoid that. Speaking of bodies, there's been some buzz about the Alice body lately. It's a real looker, but unfortunately, there's barely any gear made for it. Creators are already flat out making stuff for the current popular bodies, so some of the newer ones get left in the dust. And here's the thing. No matter how amazing a mesh body is, I can't see many old hands giving up their current bodies for it. Maybe for an alt they use for role-playing? That could be a ripper choice, considering how many types of bodies you can create with Starmesh. For the newbies though, Starmesh could be a great option. I can't really say it's a budget choice. It's only $15 cheaper than piecing together a high-end avatar, but you do get a fair bit more bang for your buck. Now let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture. While this all-in-one body is a ripper idea for newcomers, it might not make much of a splash with us old-timers. Those of us who've been around the block a few times and invested years in our avatars aren't likely to be swayed by a convenient solution that doesn't offer much beyond what we've already got. For the most part, this body fills a gap that's more relevant to the fresh faces than the seasoned residents. But here's a thought that's been niggling at me. Is this concept coming too late for Secondlife? The customization economy in SL is so deeply rooted, with brands like Maitreya and Lalutka holding their ground, that it's hard to imagine a major shakeup. It's a real shame that such a fantastic product might not get the recognition it deserves. I reckon they should consider branching out to other virtual worlds. take a gander at newer virtual worlds like Avatar Life. An all-in-one body could make a real difference there. With a younger economy and fewer hurdles to jump, a streamlined avatar customization experience might help these platforms build a solid user base without the headaches we face in Second Life today. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not suggesting we all jump ship from Second Life. In fact, platforms like Avatar Life would do well to create their own unique features rather than just copying Second Life's homework. And here's where I have to be clear. Avatar Life has faced allegations about stealing content from well-known Second Life creators, and I've seen it firsthand. That's simply not acceptable, and it's something I can't advocate for. If Avatar Life wants to truly thrive, it needs to invest in fostering original creators who can build something unique rather than trying to replicate what Second Life already has. But when we look at the potential of virtual economies, this all-in-one body concept might just be the kind of innovation that could help newer platforms establish a solid identity, provided they do it ethically. The creators behind this all-in-one body have done an absolutely stellar job. They've crafted a product that stands out in its quality, innovation, and attention to detail. It's clear that a lot of thought and care went into creating something that could really benefit newcomers, and they've been doing it consistently for a few years now. For that, they deserve a round of applause. But here's the reality. In the deeply entrenched Second Life economy, with brands like Maitreya, Beleza, and Lelutka dominating the scene, it's a hard sell to break through for those of us who are already invested. While this body fills a niche, it may struggle to gain widespread traction amidst such fierce competition. And maybe, just maybe, that's okay. Some businesses are content staying small, maintaining their loyal customer base, and thriving within their own corner of the Second Life community. But if these creators ever wanted to grow beyond the limits imposed by this saturated market, there's a huge opportunity for them to explore. Virtual worlds like Avatar Life are ripe for innovation. Expanding to platforms with younger economies could not only give their all-in-one body the spotlight it deserves, but also help shape the future of avatar customization. After all, we've already seen creators who don't limit themselves to just Second Life. Many are spreading their wings, building presence in multiple virtual environments. This could be the next logical step. In the end, this body might not cause a tidal wave in Second Life, but with their talent and vision, these creators have the potential to make an impact on a much larger scale. It's a challenge worth taking, and one that could open up entirely new possibilities for them in the virtual world landscape. Well, mates, we've taken quite the journey through the ins and outs of avatar customization in Second Life, haven't we? From the overwhelming choices for newbies and returning to the game-changing potential of all-in-one bodies like Star Mesh, it's clear that our virtual world is always evolving. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you given the Star Mesh body a whirl? Or are you sticking with your tried and true avatar setup? Maybe you've got some ideas on how to make avatar customization easier for newcomers without leaving us old-timers behind. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with all the latest goss and developments in Second Life. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on the next big thing. This is Priska Newall from Second Life Spectrum, signing off. Remember, whether you're rocking a classic look or trying out the latest mesh body, what really matters is the avatar behind the screen. So until next time, keep being your fabulous virtual self, and I'll catch you on the flip side.